In 1997, Nintendo published GoldenEye 007 on the Nintendo 64 that was based on the James Bond film GoldenEye that dropped in 1995. Now, this first-person shooter game had pretty low expectations, but when it dropped and finally released to the world, people loved it. It would be widely regarded as one of the greatest video games of all time. Now, with sneaker culture consistently melting into other forms of entertainment, Nike has added another Air Max 1 to their low poly series. Previously, we saw the Tomb Raider and Donkey Kong versions. Now, we're paying tribute to this trailblazing video game. Air Max 1 Big Head Mode. And the shoe first dropped on April 7th for $160 on Dot-Swoosh. That is like Nike's, honestly, I still don't really quite know how to describe it. It's like their virtual thing, their virtual shop store, whatever, virtual universe, I guess. And it was made for pre-order. They actually told you when you ordered the shoe, it was gonna ship out in like August. So it took a while, and it's finally here. Big Head Mode, if you didn't know, was actually a cheat code that you could use when you played GoldenEye 007 back in the day, and it would turn the characters' heads like abnormally large, unusually large. I've never actually played GoldenEye 007. I never had a Nintendo 64 growing up. First console I ever had was the PlayStation 1, so missed out on that, but there you go. And you actually saw this shoe first in Fortnite, the video game, and this is that shoe brought to life and first impressions of the MX1 Big Head Mode. I really like it. MX1s are my favorite Air Maxes. I just gravitate towards this silhouette, and in terms of the colors, black, white, and gray. Can't really get more simple than that. There's some gold here that obviously may be a little bit too loud. I generally don't love gold on my sneakers, but considering the storytelling, considering what it's going for, the theme of the shoe, I totally get it. Quick 5 seconds of your time if you like this video. If you've liked any of my past videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. And the materials on the shoe, so on the base layer it is mesh, like a regular Air Max 1. And then on the overlays, like all the way around the heel to the mudguard, that is actually satin and black. So it feels very smooth. Up close you can see kind of that glistening type of shine to it. And it does have a little mini swoosh around the midfoot area. Now on the gray overlays, like on the heel as well as below the eye stays, it is actually nubuck, and it does feel pretty nice. It is not like that synthetic type of crappy suede that come on regular general release Air Max 1s. And then on the swoosh itself, that's a little piece of leather. So actually a bunch of different materials going on. Now one good thing about mesh is that there's no real break-in time. It's pretty soft right out of the box, and you don't get like regular creasing that you see on like leather shoes. Now moving up the tongue, you get these wide laces, however they're pretty thin, so it feels kind of flimsy. Would have preferred more thicker and like sturdier laces, but thin laces it is. Now the shoe doesn't come with any extra laces, just gold laces. If I had to pick another color, probably black, but I think gold is a pretty good choice considering what they're going after in terms of storytelling, staying very on theme. And then the tongue itself is gold as well, moving all the way up to this pixelated Nike Air Max tag, again staying very on theme. Now behind the tongue, there's this rating tag that says E for everyone, so pretty creative there. And then of course you will probably notice the swoosh as well as the shape of the mudguard. It is all kind of polygonal shapes that plays into more of the low poly theme of this series. And you'll see even the top eyelets comes with that kind of low poly type of aesthetic. Now in the toe box area, you actually see like this very subtle gradient with blocks going from like slightly darker gray to very light to eventually just faded into white. Very, very subtle, but you can see it up close. And then moving on to the booty of the shoe, you get Nike Air branding with the health bars on either side, playing into the video game theme. I love that. Now moving on to cushioning, the MX1 comes with a foam midsole, of course with a visible air unit on the heel. That is actually inspired by Centre Pompidou, that building in France, where you can see through it. So Tinker Hatfield, when he designed this shoe, he was like, why not expose like one of the best technologies that we've come up with at the time? And moving on to the outsole, a very distinct and unique waffle design with Nike Air branding on the heel. The insole of the shoe, love the design. You get this crosshair graphic on the heel. The quality of the insole though, not very good. And the box of the shoe, pretty regular and standard Dot-Swoosh Nike box. Nothing special. I would have preferred if they came with a more on-theme box, like a GoldenEye 007 kind of related box with some extras in the box itself, but peasants can't complain. Now in terms of sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer. For Air Max 1s, I generally go up half a size. I feel like if I go true to size, the toe box area just feels a little too tight, and when I go up half size, I feel like lengthwise, it's not too long, there's no heel slippage, fits my fat feet still pretty well, pretty snugly. So up half size, I would recommend if you had wide and flat feet. If you don't, you can probably go true to size and get away with that. And in terms of overall comfort, despite how old this shoe is, came out before I was even born, I think it's actually decently comfortable still in 2025. It is pretty heavy, like not the lightest shoe. There's not like a lot of weight savings in terms of the technology and materials used, but underfoot, I think you can walk around in this all day, like around your feet, like inside. The padding is very sufficient, wraps around your feet very nicely. So definitely, especially for its time, very comfortable. And that brings the total sole score of the Air Max 1 Big Head mode to 37 out of 50. A decent score compared to other special releases. Now first, it is colorway. I don't think this is like a very delicious Michelin star rated scrumptious colorway. It is pretty basic, all things considered, but altogether, I think it fits pretty well. And in terms of the materials, definitely better materials than like a regular general release Air Max 1. Usually it comes with like a synthetic suede. This one, the satin, I'm not quite sure how to judge like really nice satin, but it feels nice to the touch. The nubuck hair feels really smooth too, feels good. And yeah, you can definitely feel that this is a slightly more special Air Max 1. And in terms of the comfort, one of the more comfortable old shoes, but I can still wear it all day, no problems. And in terms of the versatility, I think the Air Max 1s are super versatile in terms of the shape, the silhouette. Even though it is technically like a running shoe, but it is one of those shoes that has absolutely crossed over into the mainstream. You can wear these casually, comfortably, anywhere you go. Maybe not like super formal settings, but everywhere else, this definitely fits in. And in terms of the wearability of the colorway, white, black, and gray, can't really get much more easier to wear than that. But the gold, that's one thing that might stick out like a sore thumb if you're really more into like very subtle, more grayscale, monochromatic type of shoes, like all white, all black, all gray, or a combination of all three. But yeah, that gold definitely sticks out. That's the one thing. If you were to apply it over like a general kind of audience, not just people that can pull off like bold colorways on shoes, but like a general audience, that's the one thing that might take away from its wearability. And in terms of the storytelling, I think on the shoe, the storytelling is pretty good. The colors play into like the GoldenEye theme, the polygonal shapes, obviously that's part of the low poly series, the tag on the tongue, behind and like in front of the tongue itself, love that. The health bars on the booty of the shoe, really like that as well. Insoles as well, love that. One thing that I didn't love is that you don't get a special box. But it's not GoldenEye related, and it doesn't come with anything that's GoldenEye related as well. So maybe that's a bit nitpicky, because on the shoe, storytelling is really good, but as a whole, like unboxing experience, I think there's one or two things that got thrown in there to really like up the storytelling overall. Out of the 3 Air Max 1s that's been released as part of this like low poly series, I don't think I'm missing any. Tomb Raider, Donkey Kong, and this one. Which one do I like the most? I think the Donkey Kong one is special. I really like how that shoe looks, the colors just presented. Yeah, I think that's a great one. So that's number 1 for me. This will have to be number 2. It's still nice. Don't think it's as good as the Donkey Kong one. And the Tomb Raider one, that feels a little bit more plain, like a little bit more boring, not as special, at least just like upon first looks. I don't have either of those two, but just judging from images, this is how I would rank them. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Max 1 Big Head mode. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come. The Wheel Shoes.